Hello, beautiful Redlo women. How are you today? It's Terri here, your coach and biggest cheerleader. I'm here to put a little bit of inspiration in your day. Welcome to the Redlo Women podcast, where we empower midlife women to reclaim their confidence, rise higher, and step boldly into their next chapter. And we do it together. I became a midlife entrepreneur after overcoming my own self-doubt to start this podcast, write my book, and coach women just like you. And I did it all in my 50s. I knew I wanted more after navigating my own life transitions, overcoming some really hard things, and trying to figure out what was next. As I did, I decided to help you do the same. So grab your warm cup of coffee or step into your favorite tennis shoes and let's step forward together. Let's go. Hello, Redlo women. How are you today? Welcome back to the podcast. This is a solo episode with me, myself, and you on the other side of this microphone. So I'm sitting here with my warm cup of coffee, doing what I love most in the quiet of the morning and just talking to you. And as always, I'm here to inspire you and encourage you and help you reclaim your confidence, embrace your voice, define your path, lead with courage, and own your space. Now, do you ever feel like you have been showing up, you're doing the work, whether that's in a relationship or your career or your business or whatever it is, and you're wondering, when am I ever going to feel like this is paying off? All this hard work is finally paying off, right? Do you ever feel that way? If so, this episode is for you, because I've been feeling like this too, right? We go in and we do the work and we wonder, when is this going to pay off? So I like to think about it kind of like climbing a mountain, honestly, or we're slugging through the mud or even in the middle of a storm, right? We've taken the courses, we have done all the things, we do the posts when it comes to our businesses, we're having the conversations, we've journaled, we're saying the prayers, and we're just wondering, when is this going to pay off? When is my income going to rise? When am I going to get new clients? When is this relationship going to get better, right? All the things that we do. And I want to encourage you, because progress often feels so slow, right? It's like priming that pump. We pump and pump and pump until suddenly the water is there. Suddenly it finally pays off, right? And that's what I want to talk about. Let's talk about what it feels like climbing up that mountain and trying to get to that summit, but maybe it's not in sight. How do we keep going? So let me paint a picture for you. Maybe you're going on a hike. You've packed the bag, you got your shoes, you're lacing them up, you've packed your lunch and your snacks and your water, and you're ready to go, you're committed, and you get there, and it's going to be a lot harder than you thought. Maybe you slip and fall, and you second guess your route, and you pull out your map, and you're trying to figure out where you are, and you're wondering if you've missed something, and maybe it just didn't turn out the way you thought it would. I want to share a story that's in my book, Step Forward. It's a personal story, something that actually happened to me. We used to vacation every year with a dear group of friends, and this one particular year, we went to Hawaii. We actually went to Kauai, and one of my dearest friends had a dream of hiking along the Nepali coastline. It's on the island of Kauai, and she'd done a lot of research. She found the exact hike she wanted to do, and she asked if anybody else wanted to go. Well, of course, I immediately said, I will. I mean, I love nature. I love an adventure. I love being outside and getting exercise. And so I also wanted to support her because I knew it really, really mattered to her. And she had chosen this very specific hike because of all the reviews. It was supposed to have spectacular views. We were going to be able to see white birds flying below, the big blue ocean, the beautiful blue sky, and then the silhouette of the volcanic mountain off into the horizon. So I was excited. It was going to be a pretty long hike. It was going to take a long time. We had to leave really early in the morning. And I wasn't in quite the same shape she was. She was in amazing shape. Our youngest son was just a couple years old, and I wasn't in the shape I normally am, but didn't matter. I wanted to go. So we're taking this long drive, we're having great conversation, and we, had risen early, we had laced up our shoes, we'd done all the right things, we'd packed our lunch, and we were so excited. And once we got there, we started out, and suddenly, as we're ascending, the fog started to roll in. Weird, I thought, but no problem. Surely, once we get higher, we'll rise above this, and the clouds are going to disappear. We're going to have a spectacular view. But as we continued to climb, the fog grew thicker and thicker and heavier as we ascended. And I kept hoping and thinking and praying that it would get better. It's early yet, I thought. It's going to get better. The fog's going to fade. And surely, once we get to the top, it's going to lift. However, once we got to the top, once we reached our summit, the fog was so dense that we literally could not see 2 feet in front of us. And as you can imagine, my friend was so disappointed. Was already going through a really hard time, and she was just so sad. She started to cry. And I was sad too. And suddenly, I got really angry. I was angry for her. I knew how important this was. And I just wanted some glimmer of hope. And then something inside me, no idea why, just kind of came alive. I had this kindle, this flame of, I'm going to just say a prayer. So I said, let's pray. And I remember literally screaming out to God. I have no idea what came over me, but I said, God, you know how important this is to my friend. Why can't we see the ocean? And then I proceeded with much more intensity, move those clouds, roll back that fog, God. Do you hear me? Please. This really matters. And I'm sure that anyone who was in the near distance could hear the echo of my fervent and very passionate prayer out rumbling through the mountains there. And I probably sounded like a complete fruitcake, but I didn't care. To me, it mattered that she could see the ocean below. You know, we do that for people we care about, don't we? Right? And I remember standing there and opening up my eyes. And slowly, I could see just a glimmer of hope. Suddenly, there was light. In seconds, that opening grew wider and wider and wider. Suddenly, we could see the ocean. I literally rubbed my eyes, and I stood there speechless for a moment. Then I said, oh my gosh, do you see it? She said, yes. I said, you see the ocean? She said, yes. And we stood there quietly. Now, we had taken a picture of us in the dense fog because we thought that was all there was going to be. But then, suddenly, the clouds faded, the clouds rolled back. And I tell the story, I get chills every single time I tell the story. Suddenly, we could see the big, beautiful blue ocean below. We could see the white birds flying. We could see the silhouette of the beautiful green island. And my friend started to cry. So did I. I was so excited. And I will never forget that moment. If she wasn't there with me, I wouldn't have believed it, but we got it on film. And I tell this story because I want to encourage you. It makes me think about these moments in our life when we climb. We step into the fog rolls in, and we can't see 2 feet in front of us. We lose hope. But suddenly, as we keep going, there's that moment where the fog begins to fade, and we begin to see clearly. And that's what I want to encourage you with today. Do not lose hope. Keep believing, keep climbing, even when it feels like there's no hope, even when you can't see what's below you, right? Because the clouds will lift, the view will open, and suddenly it all makes sense, and suddenly it's all worth it. That journey, that climb is worth it. That journey towards your relationship, the journey to being an entrepreneur, the journey with your business, the journey in midlife, the journey to writing your book, the journey to doing a podcast, whatever it is. Sure, it's messy. There's that whole messy middle. It's muddy. You know, you might slip and fall and make mistakes. The clouds might roll in, but then suddenly, in a moment, the clouds roll back, the fog lifts, and you can see things beautifully and clearly. So I want to encourage you not to stop climbing. If one thing in my life, I have incredible tenacity and perseverance. I don't give up easily. I have incredible resilience, and I want to empower you with that too. When I started my journey here doing the podcast, I tell the story that I took a course, and the course was for something different, but one of the assignments was to do a 2-minute podcast trailer. And I wasn't going to do it, and then I thought, what the heck, why not? So back then, we didn't have all the tools that we have today. I took my iPhone, I took those plug-in Apple headphones, plugged them in, and I sat in my car for 2 hours recording over and over a 2-minute intro. And I've told this story before, but in that moment, something ignited. I didn't know what I was doing. I did it messy. Didn't tell a lot of people I was going to launch this podcast, but I did. I decided if I could touch one person's life on the other side of that microphone, I was making a difference. And that step led to something next. I took a book writing program. I'd always wanted to write a book. That was my goal. And that led to my book, Step Forward. And that book changed everything for me. It broke down all the walls of being afraid to be vulnerable. It helped me process my thoughts and how could I really help someone else through everything that I had been through in my life. How could I help women step forward? How could I help them navigate their own life transitions and overcome some hard things and rediscover who they are, right? And then I invested in coaching. Not only did I get a coach, but then I took a coaching program. I've taken many coaching programs in personal growth and development with some people that you know and some people that you don't. I've sat in rooms where I didn't feel like I would belong. I sat in rooms where I didn't feel like I was ready. I sat in rooms where I haven't felt smart enough, like I didn't feel polished enough. And each one has caused me to grow. It's challenged me, right? It's helped me to continue to climb. And I kept showing up. And now I've built my business. I've built my coaching business. I help women speak and have the confidence to show up behind a microphone, on camera. I also help women build their business and grow their business and gain clarity through my Elevate coaching program. That's my one-on-one coaching program. My husband has built his business, and now we've built something together. And there's more on that later, but he has an investing class that he teaches, and I help him with that. And the next course is coming soon. I'm so excited. But here's what I want you to know through all of this, really. I'm not here because I've had it all figured out. I'm not doing what I'm doing because I had it all figured out at all. In fact, I've done things so messy and I've made so many mistakes, but that's been the joy in the journey. As I look back, I'm grateful for those times I've stumbled. I'm grateful for those times I just kept going, when I kept climbing, when I couldn't see clearly, when the clouds and the fog had rolled in, when it was so dense. I'm grateful that I had that hope and I cried out to God, or whoever you cry out to, asking for guidance, right? I'm grateful I've reached out and found mentors to guide me forward, people that were a lot further ahead of me. I'm in a program right now, taking an amazing course that has changed me in more ways than any other I've ever taken. We're constantly growing as coaches, as business owners, as women, as moms, as spouses, as writers and authors and podcasters and creators, right? If we're not learning, we're not growing, right? And I can't guide others if I'm not growing myself. So I'm here because I keep climbing. I keep trying to reach that summit, not in a way that I don't feel like it's attainable, but in a way that I continue to rise up. I keep slogging through the mud, those hard things that I don't know. I keep elevating and rising higher. That's growth. And I can feel the shift each time I do this. And that's my encouragement to you. Keep going. And sometimes when that journey is the hardest, the reward on the other side is the greatest. So here are 3 things that I want you to know from this today. If you're in the muddy middle or the messy middle, I want to encourage you, because as I'm helping women, I see the hope. And if I have any secret superpower, it is offering incredible encouragement to people. I help women really believe in themselves, and I see things that they don't see, right? But I really empower women and give them the belief that they don't have in themselves. And I'm proud of that. So, number 1, stay curious, be curious, ask questions, stay open, find your mentors to help you. Ask them how they got there, how they get to where they are. Take those courses that can move you forward. And I'm here for you. If you need a coach, as I shared, I have my 6-week speak course that will happen again in the fall. I have a wait list for that. And then I also do my one-on-one coaching. I'm here for you. If you need help, DM me, send me a message. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. Reach out to me. Okay? And I've also seen too, just on that side note, that women that are the most successful are the ones that don't pretend. They share their journey. They share their mistakes. They're vulnerable. They're real. They open up their life and they tell how they got to where they are so that they can help you. And I do that as well. It matters. You've got to be transparent. And it's the only way. Tell your story and show someone where you've been and how you got to where you are. So secondly, get support. We're not meant to climb the mountain alone. Get a coach, join a program, join a community, because when you do, it helps you elevate. Proximity is power, and you become like the 5 closest people you are that are around you. So elevate your life. Get around people that are moving forward, that are motivated, that are driven, that have solutions to move forward. Support doesn't make you weak. It makes you stronger and it makes you wise. And keep going. That's number 3. Keep going even when it feels slow, right? When that fog rolls in, when the progress seems invisible, when you don't see the seeds that you've planted under the ground before they sprout, when that healing is happening, but you don't see it, and then suddenly you feel it. And when you get that client that you've been dreaming of, right? Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not working, right? So just think about that story of the fog every time that fog rolled in. Who knew that it would lift in minutes and we would be able to see clearly? So wherever you are, wherever you're at the base of a mountain, you're climbing halfway up, or you're stuck in a storm, I'm here for you. You will have a breakthrough. And when that fog rolls in, the sun will rise. Know that you are seen, you are heard, you are loved, you are valued, and you belong. I'm here for you. Keep stepping forward. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for showing up. If this episode resonates with you, please share it with a friend, someone that might need a little bit of encouragement today. And if you could be so kind just to take a moment and leave me a review, I would love that. This helps other women know what we are doing here in this space and helps them find this podcast. Because as I said in the beginning, my goal is to help you feel a little bit of inspiration each day and to step forward. And I'm here if you need some extra support with the coaching, with my Elevate coaching, and with my Speak class. Keep stepping forward. God bless.